Mr. Superintendent, item 3 is our superintendent's spotlight.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. At this time, I'd like to bring up one of the top principals in the state, Jane Floyd Bullen from Gretchen Everhart.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I'm real pleased to be here tonight. We've been anxious to share with you some very specialized instruction that's occurring at Gretchen Everhart School. It's a unique collaboration of professional staff, and it's getting international attention. It's even being replicated in some of our schools here in Leon County. It's a way to deliver instruction that truly helps our students get actively involved and engaged in meaningful ways with instruction. But the people best to present are really the key staff that are here tonight with me. So if y'all will come on up, joining me tonight, have Delaney, who's one of our occupational therapists, Kara Edenfield, a speech-language therapist, Danielle Cleaver, or Danny Cleaver, who's one of our pre-K teachers, and Jeannie Barrett, one of our elementary teachers. I'm going to let Jeannie go ahead and get us started.
Hi, I'm Jeannie Barrett, like Jane just said. And first of all, I'd like to thank the board for inviting us here tonight. It's a real honor to be here. We are here to share our blog with you. And you may have heard of us through the foundation. They were very generous and gave us a nice donation or a grant last year that we certainly appreciated. We began collaborating, the speech therapist, the occupational therapist, the technology specialist, and myself as the classroom teacher. We began collaborating and teaching the students in groups, and it was very successful. And we kept saying, we came up with just some great ideas and activities with the kids, and the kids were very successful, and we had fun, and they had fun, and they were learning and meeting their objectives and goals. And for about a year, we kept saying, we've got to get this out there. We've got to share with other educators. We've got to share with our colleagues. So we kept saying after about a year, and so finally we came up with the blog idea. And so that's been very successful, and we have followers from all over the world, and we're quite proud of it. So I'm going to let Joy talk now.
Thank you. And if we can pull it up. And I'm my tech specialist here. Hi, I'm Joy Delaney. I'm the occupational therapist. And one of the things that we know about our students that we need to make our activities interactive and meaningful in order to engage and sustain them in learning. And so one of the ways we do this is each week we have a different thematic unit, and we divide it up into 3 different groups. And our first group is our sensory group. And in our sensory group, our students use all their senses to explore materials related to our theme. They feel them, they touch them, they push them, they pull them, they smell them. And all our activities are basically little science experiments. We're addressing science access points related to the Sunshine State standards. For example, here our students are interacting with a substance we call oobleck, but really what it is, it's a cornstarch and water mixture. And if you've ever watched any science geeks in here, you know that this is a really cool compound. Just sitting there, it's a solid, but once you start to touch it and manipulate it, it starts to become a liquid. So our students get all sorts of interesting reactions from it. In our fine motor group, our students construct a art activity. And in doing that, they're learning to use writing and cutting utensils, but we also incorporate math and science access points again. We count the papers that we hand out. We talk about their shape, their color. How many stars did you just stamp on the paper? And because our students do have a number of special needs, we do adapt things. We have electric scissors, or in another instance, we glued a spool to a rubber stamp in order so that they could manipulate it easier. And then, as they're doing right here in this picture. And then, of course, the big ta-da at the end where they hold up their project and we all congratulate them on a job well done. In our language group, of course, the focus of that is building vocabulary and practicing communication, which is critical for our students. And they do so in a number of ways. They use assistive technology, they point, they use picture symbols, gestures. And in this unit, well, it was all about music, so we had a dance party at the end. At the end of the week, we write about all the fun things we did and take these pictures of our fabulous, beautiful students. And we thank our parents so much for allowing us to do that. And then we also make sure and delineate exactly what access points that we targeted that week in our groups, and then it's all written up and posted on the blog for the world to see on Sunday night.
We know that literacy is a big aspect to learning, and so we wanted to start integrating books into each of our groups. So we also know that our kids rely on repetition to learn, and each of our books that we write has a repetitive line that they're able to read with a pre-programmed voice output device. So I write the books each week, and the reason I do that is because we wanted the books to be more geared towards our students, and also because for every week we do a different theme. There's not always a different book that we could read. So it's turned out really well. We've seen a lot of great growth in our students in the way that they turn take. They know when it's their turn to push the voice output and read, and also in their attention to the book itself, which is such an amazing thing to see. And so we put that up on the blog as well in a PowerPoint so that anyone is able to access it, and they can print it out if they would like. And this particular book has some of our students in it, which is always fun to see because they like to see their friends and also themselves in a book. Who wouldn't? So anyway.
Hi, I'm Danielle Cleaver. I'm one of the pre-K teachers at Gretchen Everhart. I also help coordinate the sensory cart sign-up sheet for our whole school. What's really great about the sensory cart is that we were able to house all of the materials and keep everything in a storage bin in a nice area with our occupational therapist. And we were able to do all of that because of the grant that we got from the Foundation of Leon County. So that was really a big step for us. Our blog is posted on Sunday night by Miss Joy, and it's really great because every Monday morning or Tuesday, whenever the teacher has signed up for the sensory cart, they can go on and look at the blog and look like we're doing now and go over it with their students. And then if they choose to, they can sign out the sensory cart and actually do the activity with their class. So they have a ready-made lesson plan already. That's it.
Well, thank you so much. Let me just also share that I have another group of teachers that will be presenting the end of this month down in Orlando, how we're using assistive technology at an international convention. So there's lots of things going on. So come visit us when you can. Thank you very much.
Before you leave, Jane, just to
Okay.
first, thank you for coming tonight and the teachers that are here. It's just been too long since I visited. I need to go back. It's probably one of the most exciting things in any educator's life that they can have is to visit Gretchen Everhart.
Thank you.
And also, a couple things as you were talking. I know when you mentioned the blog and international with this, I do recall, well, it's been a few years ago now with that. We actually had a family, I think, move from Canada here because they had followed the website when we first put out where they moved here with their families so their children could attend Everhart. And I'm sure that we also are multi-county too. Right
We
now, what
are.
counties do we have
I
students?
hope I don't forget any counties. Gadsden, Liberty, Franklin, Jefferson, Wakulla. Jefferson, did I say Jefferson? Leon.
Okay.
Leon's our biggest county. And
Well, this
also
has been one of the
Jefferson.
features of Gretchen Everhart in a partnership with our other counties around us, that many kids that are come here and the work and the transportation of getting those kids here. But thank you, and I'm sure any,
Yeah. I would
Ms.
just
Boyd.
like to say very quickly, Mr. Chair and board members, that this blog is the absolute talk of the campus. The students love it. The teachers are energetic as they present this information. And I am just so appreciative of the fact that you all continue to integrate literacy into everything that you do, to even include the music. And that part, the students really do buy into. And so it's a little bit of seriousness all the time, but a little playfulness because, you know, it kind of takes that in that they're getting the attention to where it needs to be. And I think this book is wonderful, so thank you for the wonderful job that you do.
you're welcome.
And do give them my continued best, please.
Okay, come see us.
Yes, of course.
Mr. Crumpler.
I was going to say, God has a special place for teachers, but especially for those that teach special needs
Oh,
kids.
absolutely.
And I often say this, I haven't said it in a long time, but one of the coolest things about being on the school board is sitting up here and seeing what others at home can't see and those in the audience can't see, and the glow of the teachers' faces
Yes.
and the smiles. And,
You're right.
you know, I've never been to a Gretchen Everhart presentation or anything where at least one person doesn't thank the parents for allowing them to teach
Their
their
children.
kids.
That's true.
So,
Good job.
and just the enthusiasm, you can see it in your faces, and the love and joy that you have for your job. That's got to be really rewarding, and we appreciate it. We see it. The community obviously sees that as well. It's a special place, and
Thank you very
Well,
much.
thank you all
Thank
for
you
what
for
you
your
do.
support, because
Yeah,
we couldn't
absolutely.
do it without the support of the school board, and I appreciate all you've done for us. Thank you.
really cool job you guys
It
do.
is. Good job.
All right, Mrs. Lewis Butler.
Yeah, I wanted to echo the science part. It was so exciting because I thought about STEM. STEM, as you know, is science, technology, engineering, math, and you're doing two parts of the STEM. So that's very good, exciting that they get to do science.
Yeah.
It's so important.
It is important.
Thank you.
Thank
Job.
you.
Thank y'all.
And also, before you leave, let me also recognize that with us tonight is our assistant principal. Ken
Dr.
Hamilton is
Hamilton.
with us
Yes, there
tonight
he
from Gretchen Everhart, and
Thank
thank you
you.
for coming. Any other teachers from Everhart or parents here? Jane, thank you so much, and we look
Thank
forward
you.
to seeing you, if not before graduation, we certainly look forward to graduation this
That's
year.
right.
Thank
Gotta-
you.
All right, thank
you,
you.
ladies.
Thank you, Jane.
Thank
And
you.
gentlemen.